Hello.
No, sorry, that's so... I'm sorry, people.
Hi, I'm Diane.
Hi, I'm Reese.
And we are literally dead.
Literally dead. We should do the intro in Spanish at some point.
Yes.
That would be fun. But today's not about Spanish. Today is about New Year's. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. We hope 2026 is already treating you well.
Yes, we really do. How was your New Year?
How was my New Year? No, how was your New Year?
Yeah, I was an audience. I don't care how your New Year was.
We're probably together.
We probably were. We're filming this before New Year's, even though this is going up after.
Yeah.
But we hope that your New Year's treating you well.
Yes.
We hope that you... Actually, I was going to say, we hope that you did kiss someone at the countdown, but then also...
What if you're spending New Year's with your family? Then I hope you didn't kiss someone.
Not on the lips, at least. But then also, what if you kiss someone you regret? If you kiss someone, I hope you don't regret it.
Also, sometimes you just don't want to kiss, and that's okay.
Yeah, you don't have to kiss. You know what? Look at me, forcing people to kiss. Let me work on that. Let me work on myself.
Is that your goal for 2026? To stop forcing people to kiss?
That is one of my goals. Some of my other goals is to stop functioning as a human being.
Love it.
Oh, I got diagnosed.
Oh.
So 2026 is gonna be really weird.
My year with ADHD starts now. Is that right?
Well, not with it. Girl, my life has been with it, but my year of treating it will definitely start.
Good.
That would be crazy. My first year of life treated. Let's see what that's like. What about you though? What's your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolutions are
I said revolution.
Oh, revolution. Or I'll be taking over the UK, hopefully.
Nice. And resolutions?
To have a better body image, to be healthier, and to make more things and do more creative projects is my New Year's resolutions. And to find a job, but like that's not really something I'm hoping for. It's more like something
you
that
have
needs to do.
Yeah.
We hope that whatever you do for New Year's, you had a great time.
Yes.
And I hope the hangover's not too bad if you drink.
Yes.
How do you like best to spend New Year's?
Actually, weirdly enough, I've spent like 2 New Years with you.
Yeah.
Which has been weird.
We have started a bit of a tradition to have a New Year's party, haven't we?
See, it's easy for me to join you because my family's never had traditions.
I love hosting a New Year's party because then I have more energy because I can just hang out in my own house and like get drunk, and then I don't even need to have more energy to go out and like shake my ass on the dance floor, you know?
I feel just shave my ass.
Yeah, shave my ass on the dance floor. Get some hair everywhere.
Yes. You mean peach fuzz? Sorry. I love we're just talking about nonsense. You know, actually, I want to talk about New Year's resolutions. Today, you can cut whatever doesn't work, but I'm gonna talk. New Year's resolutions. Like, people always have the exact same ones, right? It's always go to the gym. You know, some kind of body, health, fitness, activity goal.
Okay, bitch.
But it always is. That's like one of the that's the big 3. The big 3 of New Year's resolutions that everyone keeps having every year is gym, body stuff. The other one is drinking. Everyone's, I'm not going to drink next year, blah, 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 blah.
I would never make a resolution like that.
Everyone does. And then the other one is usually like a career thing.
Oh no, there's also find love. I have that a lot in our friend group. I don't think you should.
See, my issue is love has always found me, even when I didn't want it. I literally would be like, my New Year's resolution would be like, be the biggest, fattest whore you could possibly be this year.
Oh, that was your resolution one year.
It literally was, and I failed.
I know. You found a partner.
It's been 4 years.
I don't think you should put pressure on yourself like that, because then at the end of the year, you're just going to be like, oh, I didn't find love this year. I guess I'm unlovable fat cunt, you know?
You're not unlovable.
I know. But I am a fat cunt. So I need to get to that gym.
No, you have been saying for a while that you want to like start like boxing or like lifting weights. You want to build muscle, right?
Yeah. I don't want to be skinny. I do want to be buff.
Yeah. Wow. Is that for the ladies?
Also, I think that I would really appreciate... I think the ladies would also really appreciate it if my back didn't hurt after 2 hours of standing up.
But then you want the type of lady that will have you on your back for 2 hours.
I guess so, but I think maybe going to the gym will help me find them, because I don't think they're in my house usually, you know? Like when I'm looking for women to have... When I'm looking for buff ladies to hang out with, they don't tend to be in my house, so I probably should get to the gym.
Yeah, you spent the last like 2 years like looking for love at home and you've not found it, so...
No, I don't think it's there.
Maybe try outside?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Hi, so the film we watched...
Yeah, we chose a New Year's themed film. We haven't done that before.
No, we haven't. We try to think...
2026 is the year of Lit Dead.
We do usually try to do like around this time like a film of renewal, etc.
Yes.
But this time, literally, it's the film is called
New Year's Evil.
Yeah, which is a play on New Year's Eve.
Ooh,
Ville.
clever.
Yeah.
From 1980.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a spoiler-free synopsis, and then you can decide, are you going to start off 2026 listening to us or watching the movie? And then listening to us. During a live TV New Year's punk show, the presenter gets a call saying that every time New Year's strikes in a US time zone, he will murder someone. Ooh.
And when the clock strikes midnight, he'll murder someone very close.
Ooh. I love making that noise.
Now the spoilers are coming.
Yes, the spoilers are coming.
People die. Blood is shed. There is a killer.
And he's evil.
There are male characters.
Ah!
Okay.
We're so silly.
Okay.
Okay. So we start the film in the makeup.
In the green room.
Yeah, in the green room.
With our character Diane getting put into makeup. She's got very much like a glam rock style. Very harsh blush with like an orangey tone.
Everything is running a little bit behind schedule. She's a little stressed because she is actually making this New Year's live broadcast soon. Mm-hmm. She is talking to her manager, I guess, David, and he's been trying to call her husband for her, but her husband is in Palm Springs in a club and is not going to be there for her.
Well, Yvonne says that.
Or Yvonne he had called her publicist Yvonne.
Yeah.
But Yvonne was on the ball because she had already done her publicity work and was just getting changed downstairs.
Let's just skip ahead. Yvonne is in the bathroom getting ready when she hits a tap behind her. It's one of those like closed shower curtains dripping. She turns off the tap. Oh, it was nothing.
But then she notices the door opening.
Yeah, the front door of the room she's in.
And so she goes out and she looks around. She doesn't see anybody. Then she closes the door and then she locks it.
Mind you, can I just say, horror movie, not 101, maybe like 107. If you find that your front door has been opened, you don't just step outside and check if there's anyone there. You also consider the fact that someone has already made their way into your home.
Terrifying thought.
And that's what she didn't think.
Even sometimes when I'm alone and I take the bins out, what I do is because I put the door on the latch when I do that, I always check around my house if I'm scared, like, has someone entered my house?
Ooh.
I am a bit paranoid like that.
I don't know. I just sometimes think, I hope it's like a hot person.
Yeah. But that's why I want to find them so quickly.
Like, did I actually find love at home?
Maybe. It never is. It's usually just a creepy serial killer.
Maybe big muscle babes actually do, find you when you stay at home all day.
If there is a big muscle babe out there, you can get into my shower by... But then, so Yvonne goes back and then she's doing her makeup again and she hears the dripping of the tap again and so she goes to check. She turns it off and suddenly she's grabbed from behind.
Yeah, someone in the shower pulls her in, pulls a switchblade, and presumably kills her. It's one of those off-camera kills. We cut to the lively streets where we get a group of friends, again.
Punks.
Yeah, punks. Very glam rock, again. Men and women, hair gelled, bitches. Lipstick, intense eyeshadow, in a top-down car, partying like hell.
There's two people driving, and then there's like 4 or 5 people in the back, and they're all standing up. They do not know anything about road safety.
I think the point is that they don't care.
I feel like they would care if they got into an accident, though.
Yeah, no shit.
They drive past, they're like kind of hooting and hollering at people. At one point, another van drives past and like opens the door and like a girl flashes her tits at them. That's quite funny.
There's one car in the back with hydraulics that starts like bumping along to their music. So it's like, yeah. So mixed reactions from the crowd. Some people loving it, some people hating it.
There was a guy on a motorbike or a moped who just like gives them a dirty look and drives away.
Yeah.
Whilst this is all happening, we get the title song of the movie, New Year's Evil, which was made specifically for the film.
By the band Shadow?
I think it's an in-movie band. I don't think it's a real band.
But they have so many songs.
Oh, wait. Oh, have you checked online?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, that's awesome. We don't know if they're real or not.
Yeah, we don't know if they're real.
Tell us if they're real or not in the comments.
We can't figure it out. But the point is...
There is a real band in this movie, though, called Made in Japan.
Yes, I think there are a few other ones as well.
Yeah.
You can look up the set list online.
Yeah. I think the movie has pretty good music overall, actually. I do quite like a glam rock, punky vibe.
Yeah, and it cuts in every now and then, which is nice.
Yes. We get the kind of title sequence while this song is playing. And then...
Then we go back to Diane and we meet her son...
Derek.
Who comes in with flowers. Seems very sweet at first.
Yeah.
But then he tries to tell her about his new acting role. He's an actor.
Yeah, and then she's just like, oh, can we talk after this? I'll take you out to dinner. And like, she's like busy, very clearly stressed and busy.
Mind you, it's like the night of this like big New Year's Eve show that she's like
She's
presenting.
going on in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you know, this isn't just like any old dismissal. It's like literally any other time, please.
Yeah.
And he just seems so upset by it.
Oh my god, he pouts and he's like, oh, it's fine. And then at one point she's like asking, oh, would you like to come and watch the show? Like, we'd love to have you, like, you know, in the audience or, you know, nearby. And he's like, no, I'll just watch it over here. Or maybe I'll come up later. And he's like begging for attention, essentially. She's asking him if he feels all right, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're an adult man. What are you doing?
It's sad.
It is.
He whinges off screen and she heads off to her show. Now, to paint the picture of her show, it's a New Year's Eve special countdown show, obviously with like a lot of like rock music, punk music,
live band, live audience.
Yeah. And they have a phone in.
Oh, including the punks from the car, by the way. We forgot to mention.
Yes.
They get into the event. And at one point, one of them pulls a switchblade comb on a guard, which is quite funny.
Yeah, they're very big characters.
Even though they're only in the movie for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, but they're fun.
Yeah, they are fun.
But the event, yeah, they have this like phone-in booth at the front, which looks like a lot. If you've ever seen like those like telephone charity things where they have like multiple people manning phones where people call in with donations.
I wish we still do like telephones. I think they're so fun.
Did we in the UK?
I don't think we ever really did, but I like the idea of like, you know, audience participation in things, and I enjoy like a live event, and so I think that we should do more of that stuff now.
Yeah, especially because it's much cheaper now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like back in the day, actually maybe it's just the way I grew up, but any kind of show that was like phone in, like you remember like I'm a Celeb and like X Factor and stuff, and you had to phone in to vote. Oh no, we never did that. You kidding me? 'Cause you had to pay.
We never voted on Eurovision until it was free on an app.
That's what I'm saying. And now X Factor, I believe, is free on an app too.
Yeah.
And I think even I'm a Celeb might be free on an app.
I only got a good couple of years out of the app on Eurovision, and then I had to fucking boycott it. I'm really pissed off.
Anyway, I love ABBA.
ABBA is good.
It's good.
It's good. I didn't mean to say it like that, but I did. It's good.
It's good. So the telephone style phones, big party club stage. She's hosting it.
Diane
glamorous.
comes onto the stage, and they call her like the first lady of rock, which I thought made it to believe that she was like kind of like a Sharon Osbourne situation where she like married into like rock and roll, because she doesn't seem to be a musician, but later on in the movie we figure out maybe she's just like a presenter of rock, like, or a radio show of some kind. But her stage name is Blaze, and she's like very fabulous.
She is.
And she like sometimes picks up the phone and answers it, and she's like, Happy New Year, like, what are you doing, like, what's your favorite song of the year, that kind of stuff. And then she gets a call from someone with a strange like modulated voice.
Yes, and he says, my name is Evil. And that's when he says, I'm going to kill everyone. I'm going to kill everyone. I'm going to kill someone every time a time zone in America strikes midnight, and until I eventually kill someone close to you. Obviously, this is really weird, but she also thinks it's kind of not necessarily a prank call, but just a crazy person.
Yeah.
Which is what you expect.
But she does take it seriously, which we see in a bit.
Yes.
But what's interesting about this is that we see him in the phone booth using the voice changer, and we see his face straight away.
Yeah, we get to see this man. He's not like a mystery or anything, but we don't know him.
Yeah.
He's just a stranger, which is quite interesting that we get to watch the film from the perspective of the killer as well as the victims, which I quite find fascinating.
Absolutely. I love a movie where you can follow a killer around. I think it's so interesting. From what we can see, we don't know how he's related to Diane. We don't understand why he's targeting her. We don't understand like what's happening really.
Yeah, why he's doing what he's doing.
And the band immediately plays the song we just heard in the intro, which we thought was quite funny.
Yeah. And just to say what Diane does, she does contact the police.
Yes.
And they send over a detective, and she's like, we need to beef up security. I'm like, well, it's beefed up as much as possible. And she's like, even more.
Oh, and this pissed me off because it seemed like the cops were blaming her. They were so judgmental. It's like, you curate this kind of audience and you're surprised that this kind of stuff happens.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
like,
the police said it's a little bit later, but they do. It's that like age-old thing of like any new like young music that's like waving through that like older people think, or like should I say normies and heteronormativity and normal society think that it's like evil or like satanic or like bad, and just implying that like that's what this music movement is about people being violent and aggressive and bad people and criminals. Yeah. And that like, oh, well, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Which is like, again, it's stories all the time. It happens all the time.
I just think it leads to more crimes being unsolved, this kind of attitude, you know?
Yeah, he literally says like, you attract this kind of, you create a problem and then you complain about it, is what he says to her.
What a fucking bitch.
Yeah. But then we get to see the killer again. And we see him sneak into an asylum.
Yes.
Through the kitchen.
We didn't even realise it was an asylum at first because we followed the cook like taking the bins out? And and then you see him slip in behind. And we don't know where this is, because I was like, oh, what is this, like downstairs in like the place they're filming in? Like, what's happening? And it turns out it's in an asylum, because we get to see the broadcast being played on the TV in the like common room of the asylum, and some nurses hanging out.
And then he changes his outfit and he becomes what I call evil nurse.
Evil nurse.
He bumps into another nurse who says, oh, who are you? And he's like, oh, I've been transferred here to like help with the lack of staff.
And she's into him straight away.
Yeah, and she's also like, oh, we really need the help. Obviously, it's New Year's, like a lot of people aren't working.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, why don't we celebrate a little? Pulls out a bowl of champagne.
Who brings a bottle of champagne to work?
Someone who's not there to actually work. How about that?
Yeah.
No, he takes her into like the staff room. And she grabs like 2 medicine cups and they have some champagne and they just start dancing and flirting.
Yeah.
Evil nurse is clearly there for ulterior motives.
Yeah. Whereas regular nurse, she's just there to get drunk and laid.
Which I'm like, fair enough. The thing is, if I was working on New Year's and this like random man, which I didn't think he was attractive, but she did. This like attractive man came in and he was just like, I have champagne. I would do it too, girl. I too would be like, you know
Honestly,
what? Fuck my patience. I need a break.
It's not the worst way to start New Year's, is it?
No, it's not.
While this is happening, it cuts back to like the telethon, and we do actually get to see the different time zones. So you've obviously got her time zone, which I can't remember which one it is. I think it's like California or some shit. And then you get one in Aspen where they're skiing. You get one in Chicago where they're doing like a party. And then obviously you get New York. And so you have the 4 time zones established.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know America had that many time zones. How many do you fucking need?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Also, during this, we had a little bit of a laugh because they were doing like a slow dance, like the band was.
Yeah, it was just like a pure guitar.
Yeah, while it was like intercutting between them, like dancing in the hospital room as well, and like we could hear the feet shuffling in the crowded.
Yeah, because the music wasn't that loud, and it was just a guitar doing a slow song, so you could hear everyone's like. You don't want to hear feet shuffling in a club.
No.
You do not want to hear feet shuffling at a function. It was like
What
embarrassing.
Are you doing?
It was embarrassing. The feet shuffling was louder than the fucking music. It was embarrassing.
It's so funny though.
Sorry, so awkward to watch.
Also, some of the dancing was just weird. So people had clearly come there alone, and they were just like they moved a bit like zombies.
Yeah, that's so accurate. But then that was because of the nature of the song. It was very like sensual.
Yeah.
And that's when Diane calls her son backstage because she keeps getting breaks from the stage to sort of like go backstage while the music's playing.
Breaks.
And she calls her son because she's obviously worried. Well, she actually calls Yvonne because she calls the phone in the green room where Yvonne should be. And she's not there, but the son is there and he answers the phone. You know, she's glad that he's okay and she invites him down again because she's worried, obviously, because this man has threatened to kill someone close to her. And she's worried that her son become a victim.
Now, if it was me and my kid was in a different floor of the hotel, whatever the fuck they're filming in, I would have been like, there's a murderer. Maybe you should come and be here with me and the police. As opposed to, honey, don't you want to come over here? You know?
Yeah, he seems reserved, like he's struggling with something in his head. And then he does say to her, Mom, I have something really important I need to tell you. And that's when she immediately goes, okay, sweetie, I have to go. And hangs up on him.
So fucking funny.
Like, I was like, when she was dismissing him earlier, it was valid to an extent.
Yeah.
But she's talking to her son. Her publicist, Yvonne, is missing. She's worried about her son, like, getting caught by this killer. And he goes, there's something really important I need to say to you. And she goes, bye.
In my head, I was like, if someone says that I have something important to tell you, it's like, oh, what, is the killer in the room with you?
Right? You know who the killer is?
Yeah.
You know what happened to Yvonne?
Yeah.
Could be anything, but
Has
she
an
goes...
accident happened?
She's like, oh, I have to go, sweetie, bye. It was weird. It was weird. That one, I was like, okay, valid.
Clunky dialogue, definitely. Oh, and then at the end of this call, he takes like 3 red pills. The thing is, the way he was talking and the way he was like acting all teary and like pouty, I was like, is he gonna try and like overdose some pills? And then I saw the amount of pills and it was 3, and I was like, okay, he's just gonna get high.
Unless it's cyanide that he's getting high.
Yeah. And then they were red and I was like, oh, it's estrogen.
And the thing he had to tell her, I'm trans.
She's like, see you later, sweetie.
As long as your name isn't River.
In another universe, there's a movie that's like, it's almost exactly the same, except there's no murder, and it's just called New Year's Eve, and it's just, my name is Eve now. And it's just a wholesome family comedy.
It's just him coming out to his mum.
Yeah.
Or her coming out to her mum.
Yeah. I don't know why we're doing this.
We're clapping.
Oh, it's like fairy claps. Did you ever do in primary school? So we had like the fairy claps, which is like you tap your 2 fingers together. And there was also another one where it was like, I think it was called sparkle claps, and it was just like you wave your hands around like this.
It's jazz hands.
Yeah, it was just jazz hands, but they were like, oh, can you do fairy claps? And you're like, okay, I'm waving
Did you do the one-handed clap?
No.
Because you think it's like that.
Yeah.
It's not. Actually, this is gonna shake the mics like crazy, but this is it.
I can't do it. I don't have joints like that. My hands are too stiff.
No, you're just thwacking your fingers to your palms. So you're just like using, so like this, your palm goes down and flick, but you let your fingers flick into your palm. So let your fingers loose, like loosen your fingers.
Yeah.
And then flick your wrist like back and forth, basically.
It's not happening. Yeah. I don't know why primary schools are trying to be different so badly with their fairy claps, but...
Oh my god. Now we just click.
Do you?
No. No. I used to go to live poetry readings and people would click.
Really? I've never been to live poetry reading.
Well, I used to read love poetry. And don't worry, people, I wasn't up there going, half chocolate, half slave owner.
Half chocolate, half lesbian. Chocolate, lesbian. Full, no, empty. Chocolate, lesbian.
That's exactly how it goes.
That is an inside joke. I'll give it in anyway, even if no one laughs.
I love a chocolate lesbian. Do you guys know what chocolate lesbians are?
It's a good biscuit.
With chocolate. So cut back to evil nurse, right?
Yeah.
Who...
They're making out on the table.
Yeah, it looks like they're about to get freaky. And then we hear the countdown in the background. And he starts stabbing her right on Happy New Year as the patients in this, like, you know, hospice blowing their horns and celebrating, which is covering up the sound of her screams as he stabs her to death. Then we go back to the son, who is having a little bit of a mental breakdown. He's monologuing in the mirror and he's licking, sniffing these like tights, and then like pulls it over his own head and then seems to pierce a needle through his own ear.
Weird.
It's really weird. It's like genuinely what the fuck is happening with him. Also, you can kind of presume that the tights either belong to like Yvonne or his mother. So you do think at this point, is he the killer?
Honestly.
Or like, is he like got a weird relationship with his mother?
But then it doesn't make any sense that he's the killer, because obviously it's like different. Maybe they're working together, but also it was like crazy because the killer was like far away-ish.
Yeah.
But then we do get a call, and it's evil, and he's like, listen to this. And it's a recording that he took using his boombox. He was carrying around a boombox, by the way. We didn't mention this. Of the girl being murdered.
Yeah, with the sound of the live TV broadcast in the background.
Yes.
Which is how they know that he actually killed her on the dime.
And then he tells the cops where to find the body.
Yeah, because he's in a phone booth. He's long gone. Or as far as you can get in about a half hour. It's a tight window.
Yeah.
Because it's probably, I think it's about an hour between each Happy New Year's. And there's like, what, 4?
Yeah.
So it's like he's got an hour between each kill to like not only find a victim, finish the victim, call in, get away from the scene.
And drive closer and closer to...
Very calculated.
Yeah. Also, it's important to notice that when Derek's having his mentee B, he has a switchblade as well.
Imagine doing murder admin.
That sounds exhausting. Wrangling a film set is hard enough. Imagine trying to wrangle a fucking murderer. Quiet on set!
No, admin would murder me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. No, if you're gonna kill, like, make it fun, make it passionate.
Make it sporadic.
Don't make it a job.
Make it spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
Make it spontaneous. Make it spontaneous.
Make it spontaneous.
Make it anus.
Anus. Guys, I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with us. Okay, it's one of those late recordings where we're a bit delirious.
You love what's wrong with us.
You love what's wrong with us. Ooh. Yes. Don't remember something I said earlier where I said, I don't want to exist just for someone to learn a lesson.
Who gave us these microphones?
I don't know. Why are you doing this?
Me! It wasn't me!
Who are we to like talk?
Who are we to talk?
Oh, sorry guys. Okay, there's a movie we watched and
stuff happens in it.
yeah, he plays a recording of the dying woman.
Yeah.
And then like tells him what next body is and sort of is like, I'm not done, and then hangs up or whatever.
Yeah. And then Diane shows the police, and then they call some other guys, and I think it's a nurse that finds the body. And they find it in a very specific way because there was a shoe with blood on it wedged in a door. And then the nurse opens the door, and that's when she finds the body that's been like propped up.
Yeah. And it seems like it's been messed with a bit.
Yeah, like lacerations on the breasts.
Yes. Which again, he had to kill her, deal with the body, do the
Move it.
weird stuff to the body.
Put the shoe there.
Yeah. Then get away, like cool. And now he's still got to go and find another victim.
Yeah.
And do that process over again.
And the next note I have is evil mustache.
And he has an hour.
Evil mustache.
Well, I'll explain that in a second. We see a shot of the son again, who is now tearing up roses.
Yeah.
For no reason being a widow.
Like a
But
fucking
yes,
beta.
we get evil mustache because we see evil.
Putting on a mustache and heading into a club.
Chapter of Evil Mustache. He looks around the club. He's talking to like well, no, he's not talking, but he's looking for someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And he finally settles on this one woman who we start to realize has a striking resemblance to the first woman.
They're both blonde.
Yeah, strikingly so.
And she's left alone because her flatmate goes off to dance with another man. And they strike up a conversation.
Yeah. He's obviously like choosing her as his next victim.
He's kind of trying to impress her. He says, oh, I'm a businessman, I work with so-and-so actor. And she's like, oh, are you an agent? He's like, no, I'm a business manager, blah, blah, blah. They're actually doing a party in a bit. Would you like to come? And she's just like, oh, yeah, fabulous. Let me wait outside for me. I'll get my coat, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cuts back to Diane and the police tell her that they have found the body. Diane believes that he has Yvonne.
Yeah,
because
she's
Yvonne's
like,
still not answered, obviously.
Although the police say that they've searched her apartment and did not find a body.
Yeah.
Which comes up later, why there was no...
Yeah, this bit is weird, but it comes up later why Yvonne's body has not been found.
And then we get this sort of scene with Diane sort of like having this back and forth about whether or not to cancel the show.
Yes.
And she's very adamant that the show will go on.
She's very determined to keep the show on. She's like, that's what the killer wants. The killer wants me to stop my show.
They make the decision to lock everyone inside.
Anyone who leaves can't come back in.
Yeah.
And I think that the killer is more interested in killing than they are about your show, but that's just me personally.
But that's the thing, I think she's more interested in her show than she is in living.
I guess swings and roundabouts. Different strokes for different folks.
Which I can't tell where the film is sitting on this, because it will become important later.
Yeah.
But the way that she sort of dismisses her son or wraps herself up in work or busies herself, it feels like a point that is kind of made, and I can't tell what side they're on. Whether it's like, no, like she's just a hard worker, or if they are like, no, she maybe works too hard and maybe does prioritize the wrong things. I can't tell what the opinion or the attitude of the film is.
Weirdly enough, I think that this film is trying to make up our own minds about it. Like, I don't think it's pushing for one or the other.
Okay. But to me, I'm like, there's one obvious answer. So I'm like, the fact that it even is left open is almost like the film pushing it the other way, kind of blaming her.
It cuts back to Evil. He's standing out in front of the club and he waits for the girl to come out, and the girl does come out, but she's brought her roommate with her. She's like, oh, I can't go to a party, you know, just with a man on my own. Like, that's just not safe.
And
like,
he's not happy about this.
He's so not happy about this. And they get in the car and they're driving. Meanwhile, in the live showing, they're playing a song called Dumb Blondes.
Yes.
And then it cuts back to them.
Dumb Blondes.
Dumb Blondes. It cuts back to them in the car, and then she just keeps chatting and chatting. He's not having it. The flatmate doesn't want to be there anymore. But this main girl, she just keeps like talking about like meditation and like spirituality. Oh, she says, if you really want to change, you can. Stuff like that. The roommate asked to make a pit stop to go to the bathroom.
Mind you, I love the scene of them in the car together because it's just the girls being girls and then him just seething.
And he keeps checking the time as well because it's getting closer and closer to the next midnight.
Yeah. And that's why he stops off at the store, sends in the
liquor
flatmate.
store.
He says, go use the bathroom and stop for some champagne while you're in there.
Yeah.
And then he turns on the radio while it's just him and his victim alone.
Oh God, yeah.
And the countdown begins. And he pulls up a bag of weed.
He's like, do you want to smoke?
It's a very large bag for like how much weed was in there too.
It's a tiny amount of weed.
And he says, oh, it's this new like strain. Do you want to smell?
Yeah.
So she leans over to get a sniff, and then he pulls the bag over her head.
And he suffocates her to death with the weed still in the bag.
Yeah, you could see the weed jangling around in there as she's also jangling around.
So fucking funny.
Obviously, she's dead. We hear the countdown. Happy New Year's. Cut back to the flatmate buying champagne from the cashier with the smoothest voice.
Oh, he has such a lovely voice. I hope he's in more films. I've never looked out. But
It was so random. His voice was just very...
buttery.
Yeah. But when she goes outside, the car is gone. And she sees a shoe. So she takes the shoe, follows it, and finds another shoe, which is next to a trash bin. And what we see is a piece of fabric from the dress of the girl hanging out of the trash can. So we're like, she's in the trash can.
Yeah.
And she goes to like open the trash can. We're thinking, no, girl, don't.
There's a dead body in there. There's got to be a dead body in there.
But she opens it in such a specific way where she like opens the lid and doesn't look inside. She looks to the side, opens the lid fully, rests it against the wall, and then turns to look into the bin.
And it's not a dead body. It's Evil sitting in there with his knife.
It's Evil Mustache sitting in there. He lights a lighter.
Oh yeah, so he looks evil.
And he's waiting for her in the bin. Which can I say, I loved that shot. Because it's the expectation is obviously that the dead friend is in there, right? We know at this point that he has a pattern of having one victim.
Yeah.
So we're thinking, he's not going to harm this woman. He doesn't care for her.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to. And the fabric hanging out the bin, you're just so sure it's her friend's body. But when she opens the bin and it's actually just Evil Mustache waiting in there for her. And he lights his lighter and is like, ha! And she screams.
So fucking stupid.
It's so dumb, but it's so good. I love that scene so much. You don't think he's gonna be in there. It's the last thing on your mind. Sorry, I feel like, especially when you have a lot of like pattern recognition, watching a lot of horror films, sometimes like
it gets a bit repetitive because you're like, now the blonde is gonna die, now this person's gonna die, this is how they're gonna do it, this is where the jump scare is gonna be, and it subverts it in such a like comical way. Yeah,
in a way that I hadn't expected.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just very rare that I have my guard that down.
Yeah.
And I like that.
It was good.
You know?
It's an early horror film as well. This is 1980, and they're doing this, and yet it feels like we've not progressed since then.
No, we're doing the same stuff.
Yeah,
that's the thing. We have a friend who like does fall for like all of the like very obvious things.
Yeah.
And I do think it's maybe because she doesn't watch as many horror films. But do you not just find yourself sometimes watching horror films and you know exactly the beats, you know exactly when the jump scare's coming.
Sometimes they get me anyway, but yes.
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, it's something just suddenly appearing in front of your face. I could probably jump scare you, even though I just told you I could probably jump scare you.
Yeah. Oh!
But you know that it's coming. See, I don't really jump scare.
No, you just kind of vibe out.
But it's just like so predictable, you know.
Yeah.
Which, to an extent, that's kind of why I like horror so much, because it's a comfort thing. Because I like things that like you know what you're gonna get and that feel homely and very familiar.
Yeah.
And that is a lot of the reason why I like horror. But God, do I love it sometimes when it genuinely does surprise me.
Yeah, it was very surprising. I don't have anything to say that you haven't already said, so I'm just like, yeah, totally.
I'm talking way too much. Sorry.
You talk too much for a podcast.
Let's do more visual stuff.
Oh yeah, visual stuff for the podcast.
Okay, you're welcome. For the benefit of the listener, visual stuff.
Visual stuff. Evil calls Diane again, and then it cuts to the cops looking for these bodies. They go into the bin, and then there's a cat jump scare.
Yes, the cute little cat jumps out. Looks so friendly and sweet, but the sound is like... It sounds like a human being.
The Foley artist was just sitting there in front of the mic going...
But they follow the blood from the bin.
Yeah.
And it leads into what seems like either a park or someone's garden with...
like playground equipment.
Yeah. And hanging from a swing is the first victim.
With the weed head.
Again, her breasts have been messed with.
Lacerated. Then they see a purse at the bottom of the slide.
They lean down to get the purse from the bottom of the slide and they shine their like torch on the bottom of the slide. And right as they reach for the purse, perfectly timed, her body comes shooting down the slide and jump scares them. And it's like, how did he time that?
Again, I like to imagine the evil was still there. He was just holding her like legs on the
in the darkness.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, they're shining their light on the purse." He drops her ankles, and she slides down. Meanwhile, he's like running towards his car in the background.
If you look very closely, you can see him sprinting through the bushes.
He had to do it very quickly because he also had to call Diane before this.
Yeah. See, this is one of those scenes or those shots where it like prioritizes like
suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, it prioritizes how good it looks over reality.
Yeah.
Which I'm fair enough. It's a good looking shot, but it's like. Doesn't make sense.
So fucking stupid.
Again, unless we believe what you said, which, you know what, we have to because there's no other explanation. So what you said is canon. As far as I'm concerned.
Then it's cut back to Evil again, and now he's dressed as a priest.
Yeah, Evil Priest from chapter Evil Priest.
This is so funny because like I remember this bit and I was like, "Do you think he's handsome?" He said no, and I was like, "Oh, it's just the priest robe then."
You got to think for priest?
I don't know what it is. I'm not even religious. Maybe I watched...
Is that part of it? Because you're not religious?
Maybe.
Because you're like from two different worlds. It's kind of like when like a liberal woman falls for like a Republican man.
Yeah, but I don't like the idea of them being like... I like the idea of them being a little repressed, but not like conservative. Do you know what I mean?
I think I know what you mean. Also, I feel like this filming is going to be wonky.
It's a Dutch angle.
It's a Dutch angle.
So he's driving in his car, and then he sees some bikers, and one of the bikers is like... He, like, says something to him, and then he flips him off for no reason. Maybe he has some, like, religious trauma. Yeah. Anyway, and then he's, like, driving, and he's so...
Yeah, that's 100% what it was. They were just some, like, punks who were like, fuck you, priest.
Fuck you, priest. Meanwhile, he's not even a priest.
He don't know, he's dressed like a priest.
Yeah.
He's a stripper.
He's like, guys, I'm not a priest, I'm a stripper. And they're like, oh, sorry,
bro. Sorry. Thank you for your service.
I'm not a priest, I'm just a drag king. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Thank you for your service. I'm not a priest. I'm a penguin.
Thank you for your service.
The motorcyclists drive off. The priest is in the car and he starts to look to the side of his seat and he's looking at a picture of a nun.
Yeah.
It seems like he's actually cased out a victim, which makes sense because what did we say earlier? Murder admin. He actually has done murder admin.
And it makes sense, especially considering the first victim was so easily planned out. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you had to pick the sanitarium. You had to, like, find the nurse. You knew who was on schedule, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas the second one, it made it feel like, oh, it's more like spontaneous.
Yeah.
But maybe again, he had all this club attire with him, so like
Yeah, and he had the mustache ready.
He planned to go into this club to pick up a girl and murder, right?
Yeah.
And so...
And he had the mustache ready because he knew he was going into a public place to get that kill.
Yeah.
Beforehand, he knew he was going to go to like a club or a bar. So he knew that there would be witnesses that night. And if the police were like investigating, his description wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
Because he had a fake mustache. Because that's all you need. Clark Kent. Clark Kent. I can't say his name.
Oh, yeah.
You can't say it either, bitch. Superman. No, I believe in the Superman syndrome. The way that you can't recognize someone when they're wearing their underwear over their clothes or under.
Honestly, I was gonna say eyebrow theory really works for this, but then you mentioned underwear, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's what Superman does when he's human. He's underwear under his clothes.
I thought it was glasses and no glasses.
Oh, is it?
He's looking at this picture of this nun, and then he accidentally like crashes into a bunch of bikers' bikes.
Yeah.
And they are pissed. You don't fuck with if you see a big group of motorcycles, don't go near it.
Yeah. He was too distracted staring at the nurse picture.
Yeah, the nun's picture.
So he backs up real quick, swivels round, and tries to drive off.
Away.
But the motorcycles are up his ass.
They jump on their bikes and they're right up after him.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
And he escapes into a drive-in movie showing.
Yeah, and there's a young couple there like making out.
Yeah, and he's like filling up her boob, and he's like, "Don't you think it's time, babe?"
Yeah.
Evil priest jumps out of his car in the darkness, tries to walk away on foot,
but then the biker that we saw earlier that flipped him off gets off his bike and tries to like attack him. Well, not attack him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Posture, puffs up chest. That
and he goes, "Hey man, I'm a man of peace, not conflict," and then stabs him.
Yeah, fucking stabs him right in the belly, I think.
And then obviously his car's being beaten up by all the other motorcyclists who start to notice him, so he realizes he needs to get away. So he jumps into he goes to the car with the making out teens, and he pulls out the boyfriend.
Yeah. No, he doesn't even pull him out though. The thing is, he holds the knife to his throat and says, "Get out the car, get out the car. Where are the keys? Where are the fucking keys?" And the keys are in the ignition. Meanwhile, the girlfriend just stays in the car.
Yeah, she's like busy like doing up her blouse, which mind you, her bra was still on. It's not like they were out, but even so, like this crazy man with a knife is telling you to get out of the car,
listen,
and she doesn't get out.
If I see a man with a knife trying to get into my car, regardless of if my tits are out or not, I'm out the other side.
Yeah, better tits out and alive than tits in and dead.
Literally, titually dead.
That's what I'm saying. Titually dead.
Titually dead.
No, but seriously, so then he gets in the front of the car, starts driving off.
She's still in the car.
Now she's stuck in the car. Mind you, I am still thinking,
tuck and roll.
Yeah, tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll.
If there is a man who has just kidnapped you and you can get out of the back of the car, tuck and roll, especially when he's pulling out very average speed of a movie theater.
I don't even think she has a seatbelt on. She could have done
No, she doesn't. Mind you, it also seems like he's obeying traffic laws. Like he's not running red lights because he can't get the attention of the police.
Yeah.
So like, bro, when he's pulling slowly around a corner, tuck and roll. When he pulls up at a red light, tuck and roll. But she just sits there.
And then she's like begging for her life, and she's like, "I don't have any money. I have $3 in this ring."
And she tries to hand it to him.
Yeah, and she's like, "I don't want your money."
Mind you, he's flashing a blade at her, which I love this shot because it was so 80s. But he like is holding the blade up to the window, and he turns the blade, and there's this like very bright, distinct red like flare mark.
Oh, I love that.
And I love it. It was so 80s.
So 80s.
But he's clearly threatening her, and she doesn't tug and roll. She sits there in the back like a good girl.
Like, it takes him a second to brake. Like, you could have been down the street by then.
Yeah, and mind you, he's not going very fast in this car.
Yeah.
In fact, I started to convince myself that it's some sort of child lock because you can do these manual locks where you open the door and then you do the manual lock in the open door and you can't access it once the door's closed. I thought it was one of those, but it turns out not to be.
But anyway, she's quite lucky because these two drunk fellas, they run in front of the car like trying to do some like New Year's like tomfoolery. The car stops while he's trying to like get them away from his car, and she just runs out the back and like.
Which means the door did fucking work. She could have left at any point, but she finally fucking gets out of the car and runs.
She runs into the woods.
She runs into the woods. She's been surrounded by nothing but people and the cars and everything this whole time, and she waits to get out of the car when there's woods. She's like, "Oh, thank God, secluded woods. Finally, I can get out of the car now."
Literally jump out the car and like hide behind the drunk dudes. Why would you do that?
Ask for help, scream.
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand not trusting any man, but like, come on.
But better two freaking drunk guys in party hats than that fucking weird priest.
Genuinely.
You can't be menacing in a party hat.
No, you can't. So that was some fucking, you can't say bubbles in a mean voice.
You can't.
Try.
Bubbles.
See, you sounded mean.
Yeah, but it was me saying bubbles meanly. You try.
Bubbles. See, you can't stay mean, but you can definitely say it mean.
So they're running through the woods. There's a shot of like the police nearby. Mm-hmm. And so in my head I was like, oh, she's gonna run straight towards the them because like
The
they thems.
As in multiple. We don't believe in singular they thems. We're not demons.
There are multiple non-binary police officers. Like in my head, like even though I mistrust the police immensely, like those would probably be where I run to, as opposed to a guy with a knife chasing me, right?
It's true.
Like,
also, it's like, how worse can it get? There's a guy trying to kill me. Worst case scenario, I bump into another guy trying to kill me.
Literally.
Like, it can't get, the man can't get any worse than that.
Then no, but she doesn't decide to run there. She decides to hide underneath like is it like an oil barrel or some shit?
Oh, she hides under this, like, okay, I need to describe this scene.
I don't understand what it was.
Because this was another hilarious scene. I have to explain this. We don't get to see exactly what she's hiding under, but she's hiding under, you almost think it's almost like bleachers, but she's underneath a shed. So there's a shed that's kind of suspended above the ground, and it's got like a hollow underneath with a bunch of wood. And you see her hiding under there, hiding behind the planes of wood. She seems quite secluded. Like, you think like, oh, she's hiding so well. Meanwhile, he's like looking around, and you think like, oh, he can't see her, so worried. But then they do a wide shot.
Oh god.
Bro is stood like 3 feet away from her, and she's underneath this shed. There is nothing covering her, and her bright purple jumper is so obviously like blaring like out at him. It's like someone hiding under like a bed with a gap under the bed is like a meter high.
I used to play hide and seek with my grandparents in their house, and I'm visually impaired, and so my granddad would make fun of me a bit. And so one time he just put a lampshade on his head and stood next to the wall, and I didn't notice him.
You didn't?
That's what it gave. That's what this scene gave.
Wait, we should play hide and seek. No, that is what the scene gave. It literally gave like Scary Movie. It was like a scene from Scary Movie where like a character's like, oh, I hope he doesn't find me, and they've got their head like shoved like under the bed and their ass hanging out. That
scene literally did happen in Scary Movie.
I'm so sure it did. I'm so sure it did.
Ghostface killer.
There you go. That is literally what she does. She basically hides with the equivalent effort of someone just like shoving just their head underneath their bed and leaving their entire bottom half sticking out.
Yeah.
That's essentially what happened. And they really ate her up with that like wide shot of him just stood there basically staring at her.
But the police actually end up getting closer. Like they just end up walking closer towards it.
Yeah.
So he's almost about to get her. Like he like there almost. Mm-hmm. And then he sees the police coming closer, and he just decides to like cut his losses and run.
Yeah. She gets saved.
Yeah. Lucky her. And at this point I joked, oh no, the biker was his like kill for this hour because he was also a blonde.
Yeah. The biker was also a blonde, so it was technically a kill for the hour. Mind you,
It would have been a kill even if he wasn't blonde, but I just felt like it counted more because he was.
Mind you, the 4 people he's killed up until this point, the nurse, the flatmates, and the biker were all blonde. And then this teenage girl was also blonde.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know the significance of the fact that they were blonde.
I think it was an accident.
Because here's the thing. They then imply in a scene coming up very, very soon, they bring in a psychologist, and he says that a lot of the things in the killing align with someone who
has an Oedipus complex, essentially.
Which is like it has a mother complex to dumb it down.
Yeah.
Especially what he does to the breast. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, whoever this man is has like a blonde mother.
Yeah.
And that's why but then like...
Diane doesn't have blonde hair. She's got like browny red hair.
Yeah. Unless she dyes it, because her son's hair is very blonde.
Yeah.
So that was my thinking. Maybe she dyes it? But then I thought, oh, is this guy like after her? Because he's like, I know you're secretly a blonde.
That was quite, yeah.
And it's like a secret message to her by killing only blondes. I don't know. At this point, I genuinely couldn't figure out like what.
To be fair, they keep the mystery very under wraps. Yeah. Like, there's not that many clues.
To be fair,
from the like occasional clips of like the fucking sun, which we see now during this conversation, during the like the psychologist talking. The sun is like round the corner.
Yeah.
Still red pantyhose on his head. He's wearing like sunglasses over there.
But they're like really weird sunglasses.
He's wearing like it looks like he's trying to be like Men in Black, but he's wearing like red mask.
And he looks messed up too because they're talking and he's looking as if he's like, oh, they don't see me. He's like, what am I good, like living in his own world. So out of it. Mind you, I have to say too about like not giving away like why anything is or like the guesses and the twist.
Yeah.
We did technically guess the twist really early on as a possibility, but we just didn't have the facts to like prove it.
Yes. Yeah, we did when we were watching it. We guessed the twist.
Because we saw the killer's face, but we
Yeah.
didn't recognize him. And we were like, Which is interesting that they show you the killer's face, but it's not a character that you know.
Yeah.
So you make guesses and you start to think, who have we heard mention that we haven't seen?
But then Evil arrives at the hotel. He's at the bottom. He's still dressed like a fucking priest. And he sees this group of punks and they're trying to get into the hotel where the thing is happening. Mm-hmm. And they're not being let in. It looks like they've just been like late for the concert, or maybe they left for a smoke and decided to come back in, but they're not being let in anymore because obviously the whole place has been sealed up. And so he notices, okay, I can't get in. So he decides to circle round back, where he like hides behind a corner and he calls out to the police officers, hey, I found a drunk guy back here.
Yeah. As the police officer gets close, he bricks him over the head.
Yeah. Takes his uniform.
And becomes evil police.
Or regular police.
Ooh!
Depending on who you ask.
Time you eating.
I should just do slam poetry. Well, I don't think I could stand up to Moss and Fig in that department.
Didn't you say earlier how like standing for 2 hours like it has you out for the day?
What I'll do is I'll get a really tall stool and put my tits on it and then do the slam poetry.
There are actually like poets who will like sit or stand on a stool. Sit on a stool.
Yeah, except I won't be sitting or standing, I'll just be leaning my boobs on it. Then my back won't hurt.
How tall is the stool?
Really tall.
Looking for yourself. How tall is the stool?
Really tall.
Is it part of the show?
It's like a stool on a stool.
You can't have your tits on a stool and not address it. Like, you have to
Yes,
address it.
Yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, hits him with a brick.
But we see evil police officer
Yeah.
who now changes outfits again.
Yeah.
But we don't get to see what he changes into. We also see that he was messing with some electrical wires.
Yes.
But then we cut to Diane, who's back in her green room
She's back
with
in
her
her
son.
room. And yeah, and he's
Being a crybaby. And we also saw him playing with a switchblade in the
Yeah.
mirror. So we think, oh my god, has he... Well, we know he's not the killer because we've
Yeah.
been watching the killer this whole time. But she speaks to him and he's being crybaby and he says something to her. He says, there's a surprise for you and I don't want to be here for it.
and that's when he leaves the room.
Yeah.
And so she's in her dressing room getting ready for her like final outfit change of the night. And suddenly, like, there's a man in a mask standing in the corner of her room. We see him in the mirror.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Well, she notices him, screams.
Yeah.
He steps closer and he unmasks himself.
Yeah.
And he laughs and then she's immediately at ease because she realizes that it's
her husband, Richard.
Yeah. But we realize...
The audience sees him as evil.
Because evil is Richard, her husband.
The whole time.
So now he's evil Richard.
Evil Richard.
Because tell me you didn't see that coming because I didn't. Oh, we did. But it was still a really fun twist. I think it's so fun because you are able to guess it because when you're shown a character's face and you don't know who they are, you immediately think, who do we know that we haven't seen the face of? So you do think the husband. But it is still a very fun twist, especially when you get to follow the killer simultaneously with both sides of the story.
Definitely.
And then see that perfect meet up in the middle with the crossover of it being the husband. You're just like...
Yeah. The thing is, I think the twist didn't really work for me because the only person who really talks about the husband apart from the first scene is the son. He's just like, oh, I'm trying to get hold of dad and I just can't, right? Diane doesn't treat the husband not being there as like a freak occurrence. It gives me the impression that the husband is often not at her like shows.
Although she does seem disappointed by it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the fact that she's able to be disappointed
yeah.
is, to me, like, tells me that like it's not like a normal thing that he's like never there.
Yeah. There's a policeman standing outside, obviously, and he's like of Diane's dressing room, and he like hears the scream, and he's like, who is this? And it's like, oh, it's my husband.
He tries to like show the police officer his face to be like, hey, I'm a safe person. You don't have to shoot me.
And he's like, who let you in? And Richard goes, oh, her agent, or her manager.
Yeah, he okayed it.
Yeah, and so then they go back into the room and Diana's changing, and the police officer decides, this guy's sus. I'm gonna like walkie-talkie like the lieutenant and see if the manager let him in.
Yeah. Mind you, he also says that like it was a surprise to like surprise her here at the show and he was always gonna come.
Yeah.
And that it was the son's idea. Mind you, we know he's the killer. So when he says all this that's happened is the son's idea, we start to think, wait, is the son in on all of it, as in also the killing?
Then Diana actually does tell Evil to go and find Derek. So she sends him off. Meanwhile, the lieutenant speaks to the manager, and the manager says, I never let him in. What do you mean? Like, I thought he was in fucking Palm Springs.
Yeah.
And then they get another call saying, oh, we found Richard's car in a drive-in.
Yeah, that's associated with a biker who was stabbed.
Yeah.
And a girl who was
kidnapped.
kidnapped by the stabber who owned that car, which is Richard. And they're like, I knew something was off about him.
Yeah.
And they obviously know that he's in the building, so like, shit, we need to find him. So then Diane goes off with the police officer to go to her show. He's escorting her down the elevator.
Yes.
And we see Richard back at that electrical box.
He's in a kind of control room because there's like a box, there's a TV so she can see what's happening.
Yeah, it's not really a control room. It's sort of just like almost like the basement.
Yeah.
And it's like just an electrical box next to the elevator that he's like messing with to be able to control the elevator. And I think he almost connects the screen himself almost. But either way, he's watching the camera in the elevator.
And he sees Diane and the police officer in the monitor.
Yeah.
And he cuts some wires and he ends up basically like making the elevator go down really fast.
Yeah.
And it knocks them both out because they like fall.
Yeah. And he stops it on his floor, drags the police officer out, his unconscious body,
Yeah.
and it goes with Diane as she slowly wakes up, and she's talking about the show. She's like, the show. I have to get to the show.
And then he starts talking to Diane, and he goes on this like insane rant, essentially. Like, he starts off being like, the show's gonna go on without you.
Mm-hmm.
And then he essentially confesses to being the killer. And he goes on this like misogynistic, like insane rant about how like she's like every woman he knows, like
the way she treats him, but then now also how she treats her son.
She's like, how did I treat Derek? Like, what's wrong with Derek? She goes, you seduced your own son.
Yeah, you tried to turn him on. She's obviously confused.
I'm confused at this point because I'm like, when did she try and do that? Mm-hmm. She's like, Derek told me everything. Derek tells me how you act around other men and how you act around him.
And she says, you castrated me, and now you're trying to castrate Derek.
You make me beg for your money, my allowance, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, we also find out that Richard was in the insane asylum from earlier in the movie as well.
Yeah, that saying how he was an old patient. So we're like, oh, he is crazy.
Yeah.
But then he says something. He leans into her, like almost lays on her, and he says, I can hear your heart beating.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. Killer line.
Killer line.
A killer's line.
We need to stop.
Yeah, we do. It's such an annoying episode. I promise, guys, we will never do the slam poetry stuff again.
I'm not promising nothing.
What he does to Diane is he essentially handcuffs her to some chains.
Yeah.
And wraps the chain around her like shoulders and neck.
And so you thought that he was going to hang her from this lift.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that he was essentially... I didn't know how big the gap between the wall and the lift shaft was going to be. And so I thought that he was going to move the lift up and essentially just like drag her body and like scrape her and crush her.
Interesting.
But it turns out he doesn't either.
Yeah. I mean, he hangs her, just not by her throat.
No. So she's like hanging by like her arms and like her shoulders,
Yeah,
essentially.
to the bottom of the elevator.
Yeah.
So he sort of like lifts up the elevator so it's halfway through the door. And then he messes with the box again and makes the elevator shoot all the way to the top.
Yeah.
With her hanging underneath the elevator, which
she's screaming.
I said this like while watching it, that like this was the first for me. I've never actually seen that in a film. I'm sure it's happened before, but like
I've never seen it in a film.
I've never seen a character like tie someone else to the bottom of an elevator shaft and then fly them up like that. When it gets to the top floor, a couple gets into the elevator.
Yeah. And they hear the screaming.
And then he makes it plummet.
Yeah. But then while they're in the lift and going up and down and stuff, she sees Yvonne's face in the lift shaft.
Mm-hmm. Like severed face, I think. Or could have been her full body, which makes sense because they couldn't find a body earlier.
Yeah. So now we found out where Yvonne was.
But it also is one of those things where it's like, when did he have time to do that?
And I don't think it was him that killed. I think it was Derek.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
So it's something that adds to. So you start to think, how did he have time to do that? Because he was so like, litigious, whatever the word is, with his admin. So you think you're already suspicious of Derek because of when he was like, I have something important to tell you, or when he said, we have a surprise for you, and I don't want to be here when you get it.
I also think it's worthwhile to note that all of the people that Richard kills are like white blonde people, and Yvonne is a black woman, and I think that maybe like that was made so different from the other victims because it was a different killer, and that's why I really do think Derek was the one who murdered Yvonne.
I do too, and I think that kind of gets confirmed later.
Yeah.
But at this point, you're like, oh damn, Derek must be in on it because he had to have had help putting this body up in there.
Yeah.
But now
the way that they were talking as well, like this, like during that like whole misogynistic rant, like Derek was the one feeding his like insane dad these ideas, and so like clearly he's just as fucked up, and like
Or maybe the dad was feeding the son the insane ideas. Maybe the son was just giving him simple complaints like, "Oh, I feel ignored," or "She didn't love me the way I love her."
My mom was
the dad who like clearly was unwell before because he was in that asylum. Is twisting his son's words and so being like, you know what that is? That's this. She's trying to do this to you and that, and really warping the son. It could have gone either way, but either way, she's now plummeting in the elevator to the bottom. And while this is happening, the detectives find Richard at this fuse box. And a shootout happens because Richard has a gun from the police officer he knocked out. And
they're shooting at him, and one of the bullets gets lodged in the electrical box and stops the lift.
Thank God.
Meanwhile, Richard runs up the stairs to the roof. Cop follows him, and they have like this standoff for a minute. And Richard puts on the mask, says some like weird poetry, or maybe I feel like it was from something because I could kind of recognize it.
It sounded important, but I don't remember.
I don't know if I can remember it. And the cop makes him put down the gun, and he puts down the gun and the knife, and then he just jumps off the fucking roof.
Yeah, it's like a slow fall.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool.
It was alright, yeah. And
the mask was really weird too. It was such a specific face that like, it was one of those things where it really was hard to read him. And that was like, I don't know, I felt that.
Yeah.
That, like, you know, that fear of just the inability to read someone's face.
So we go downstairs, right?
Yeah, and right at the bottom is the son, Derek, who starts hugging his father's body.
Starts hugging his dad's body.
Derek takes the mask. His mother is being wheeled into the back of an ambulance. We see the paramedic wheel her in, sort of give the bang bang to the front to say, hey, we're ready to take off. And the ambulance starts driving away. But then we see the camera switch to the driver's seat, where we see Derek in the mask now driving the ambulance away, and a dead, presumably previous driver of the ambulance beside him.
And that's when the movie ends.
And roll credits. Now, presumably, he's going to take off this ambulance and kill the paramedic in the back and kill his mother and finish the job.
Maybe there's a second one. Is there a second one?
No, not from anything I looked up.
Oh, what are your overall thoughts?
Oh, my ass fell asleep. Sorry, that's my thought at the moment. Sorry. Can't wait to get up and stretch it. I was not ready to talk about my thoughts. Damn.
Do you want me to do mine?
Yeah.
I like that it's a movie from the 80s about misogyny. I do think that theme could have handled it a little better, but you do get to see, like, it happen in other ways that's not just the dad. Like, it happens a little bit with the police officers as well. But I would have preferred it if I could kind of... I spent a lot of this movie just being confused and waiting for the answers to come to me. And that isn't really an experience that I personally, like, feel like the best. Even though I did enjoy the film. I thought it was fun. Great music. I do like a glam rock punk, like, vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I thought some of the kills were a little underwhelming. I liked the weed bag kill, but some of them were just, like, stabbing, and I was just like, oh. I give it a 2.5 out.
I give it a 3 out of 5. I mean, it's not that different. I think it was a good film. There's a lot I enjoyed about it. Loved the visuals. Loved the fun, like, you know, revolving around punk and, like, glam rock and having those be the characters. I love the commentary on, like, the normal society and whether they view alternative people. Obviously, like, you know, the commentary on, like, misogyny. I loved how on the nose the slasher was with the whole fucking, like, Oedipus shit, because everyone knows, you know.
Yeah.
Slashers, like, have so much imagery and history revolving around, like, misogyny and women, and actually, you know, you go back as far as, like, shit like Psycho, you know, there's a lot of...
yeah.
Or even, like, Halloween. Was it Halloween also kind of has an Oedipus thing?
Halloween, Black Christmas... Texas Chainsaw even.
But it's like super on the nose with it, which I really liked. I don't know. There's a lot I loved about it. I loved this, like, countdown. I loved the sort of admin of this killing, but I loved watching the killer going through everything, seeing him panic because his schedule was being thrown off.
Yeah.
And then the twist of the two sides of the stories coinciding into one. Definitely there's some places it can be improved, and actually, you know what, now that I've spoken about it, I'm giving it a 3.5. I'm actually giving it a 3.5 because a lot I get out of this film that I don't get out of a lot of films, and there was a lot of, like, nice subversions. Yeah, I'm actually giving it a 3.5.
Honestly, talking through it like this, I am tempted to bump it up to a 3. That was our review of New Year's Evil. We hope that you have a smooth January.
We hope your revolutions come true.
Yeah, we hope that 2026 is your year. We hope it's our year too.
Yes.
We'll be here all throughout the year, as we were last year.
Unless we're not.
Oh.
Oh, I got jump scared. No, we're not going anywhere. Hopefully. Please have a great year. You can find us on any social media. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, where anywhere you find your podcasts. Please like and subscribe. Please comment. Please rate.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Thanks for watching.
to
Subscribe.
You. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, dear
Listener.
I was like, do we have fan name?
I think when we get to like 100, we can start thinking about fan names.
Okay. Listener, Happy New Year to you.
Bye.
And many more.
And many
No, okay.
more.
We love you. Goodbye.